Here's the best places to splurge when building a custom home. So you're planning on building a home, but your budget is getting tight. So let's dive into the best places that we recommend to our clients where they should be spending their hard-earned money. Make sure you stick around, as the last one is where I think you'll get the biggest bang for your buck. One of the overarching principles would be to spend money on important structural and mechanical that would not be easy to change later. Let's dive into the specifics. Number 1, the base of the foundation. What's holding up the entire house? Where we are in Winnipeg, Manitoba, we've got some of the nastiest clay soil. It doesn't drain, it can heave and move up to 18 inches in the winter, and if it sticks to your boots, it takes a new type of ancient sorcery to get it off.
Clear your mind. See the molecules.
That said, we insist and require our clients to build their homes on piles. A pile is a foundational structure that sticks far into the ground and either rests on an immovable object below in the ground or is held in place by the friction of the ground holding it in place. Piles are generally made of concrete, wood, or steel. We predominantly use cast-in-place concrete, which means we dig 20 to 35 foot deep holes in the ground and then pour concrete down into them to make them long structural columns in the ground. Helical or screw piles are also becoming more common up here as the building code starts changing and accepting more new data. So instead of a shallow footing or a floating foundation that moves with the ground, we recommend additional money on piles so that you know your house will not move or shift to a crappy soil condition. Number 2, continuous exterior foam insulation. This might be close to the best amount of money you can spend to ensure your home remains comfortable year-round. What exterior insulation does is it acts like a thick coat in the winter. It encapsulates your house and it separates the structural members and framing from any cold or extremely hot weather on the exterior. If you look at houses with a thermal imaging camera in the winter, you'll see just how much temperature gradient is moving through the studs of your home. With the rigid foam, it keeps the hot and cold where you want them. Number 3, a rainscreen. You may or may not have heard about this, but this is a space behind your exterior cladding. A lot of water problems, be it leaks or mold or just deteriorating material, is caused by not allowing water to drain out and dry from the home's siding. Water is always going to get behind siding, no matter how hard you try. Caulking expands and contracts, moisture gets created when hot and cold meet, improper install, blowing winds and pushing moisture. So many different things can push moisture behind the siding. By investing a small amount into a drying space behind your siding, you allow your exterior to drain and dry, making sure that all of that trapped moisture has somewhere to go. This space can be an actual product or could be built using strapping. Make sure that it's a minimum thickness of 3/8 of an inch or more, and that it's fastened into the studs if you're fastening a heavy siding onto them. Number 4, water-resistant treated material. We build some massive homes, and that means that they simply take longer to build, which means that our framing will take longer and be subjected to the elements much longer than a smaller house that can be framed in a few days. We make sure to spend money to sheathe the floor that will be out there the longest with a product treated with a resin like OSB Gold or Advantech or severe weather plywood. This ensures that even if the floors get muddy, snowy, or wet, they will always be able to hold up and not warp or be affected by the weather. Number 5, if you're installing a tile, put heat under it. We're in a cold climate here, and it's startling to get up in the morning as a cold tile on your feet. Whether you're heating the entire house with electric or hydronic heat, or just select locations, you can really upgrade the user experience of your home, knowing that it'll be a pleasant experience when you step onto your tile floors. Number 6, pre-planning for electric requirements. Electric vehicles are not for everyone, but their rise in popularity has taken off. For a long time now, we've implemented a base spec of at least roughing in an EV charger just in case the clients need it or change their minds. Things are a lot easier when all the walls are open. Want a house that is solar panel ready? This is a quick and easy thing to pre-plan if or when solar panels get installed. Number 7, making sure that the heat ducts are all sealed up. You may think that this is silly and that it should be happening regardless.
You're right. And you're right.
but you'd be surprised how many homes I've seen with systems that aren't sealed. Leaving your new HVAC system unsealed decreases its efficiency about 10 to 20%. Not only that, imagine having a bedroom at the end of the ducting run, but it remains cold because it's losing about 10 to 20% of the heat in the floor or attic where it's running. This isn't only an efficiency thing, but also a comfort issue. Number 8, soundproofing. Soundproofing has come a long way. From media rooms, offices, baby rooms, or entire floors, you can spend a lot to ensure that you can't hear exactly what everyone in the house is doing at all times. That said, our base spec requires a minimum of resilient channel on the underside of any floor in order to tone down a lot of the sound being transferred through the floor joists. Is there more you can do? Absolutely. Sound insulation, green glue, dual layer drywall, or even foam sheets under the drywall all help to create a soundproof environment. But I think that the best bang for your buck would be a minimum of soundbar or resilient channel on the underside of the ceilings. Number 9, building wrap irks me. It's a water-resistant barrier, or WRB, that we perforate thousands of times with staples, and then we expect it to perform. One step that we've taken is to use roll-on or spray-on WRBs so that we can ensure that we've got a complete seal around our framing. I really like the spray-on WRBs because I don't have to rely on tapes to hold it in place, and it doesn't require that the contractor roll every inch of it to ensure it performs properly. Number 10. The number one place I would recommend spending money is in the time, consideration, and product required to ensure air sealing of the home. Other than the amount of windows you have, it's been metrically and scientifically proven that having a leaky house is the biggest factor in a home's efficiency and comfort. So what does this look like? At first, spend money on an energy auditor, someone that can review your plans, the seal details, and explain where you may have issues or difficult to seal areas. The second part is a blower door test. This will tell you how tight your house is once the air sealing is complete. Another consideration is spray foam in tight spots and a vapor barrier installer that knows what he is doing. There are some extremely complex architectural details on some funky houses that we build, so spending time on air sealing is critical. Thanks for joining us today, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more valuable insights.